Hello, so it's good to have you here again, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Winnie and the Hall. If you haven't come across me before, this is my YouTube channel, and I am talking about my experiences, well-being, making the most out of life, sharing everything I'm learning also concerning making the most out of life. And yeah, I recently had a baby, and my friends on social media have been doubting. Probably I was supposed to tell them that, yeah, hi, my friends. I'm actually with this guy and we're in the bedroom. Maybe that's what they wanted me to do. I'm sorry I couldn't do it. Okay. And maybe they also wanted me to post a photo of myself, or maybe the pregnancy test strip to show that, oh yeah, this is positive and this is actually the beginning of my pregnancy journey. Yeah, probably would have been a nice idea. I thought about posting my pregnancy journey from day one, but then my sister-in-law was actually suggesting that, yeah, it would actually be fun if I just kept it and actually blew it up as a surprise. So if you're actually angry at me, I'm going to type her name in the description so you can look for her and shoot her if you can. So people feel my pregnancy bump is fake. People feel it's artificial. They say I look too innocent to even have sex. What? If that's how you look at it, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I used to say I don't want to get married, I don't want kids. I want to just let you guys know that growth happens, change happens. That's what shows that you're really alive. Yeah, so many aspects of my character, or let's say of my behavior, which was really evident back then, like a couple of years ago, but it's just not the same anymore. There are so many things that I held so dear few years ago, and I don't hold them dear anymore. In fact, one of the significant part of my behavior, or sorry, the significant parts of my behavior was the part where I loved arguing a lot. Like I used to argue seriously few years ago. I could argue just to prove my point. But these days I no longer argue. Another thing I used to also do was whenever there's a trending story, there's a trending gist, I want to dig in and know what's really happening and all of that. But these days, man, I'm really so keen on minding my business because I've realized that most of the time when you don't mind your business, you're putting your nose in other people's affairs. It's especially when you're trying to argue with strangers on the internet. It could even be your friends or you're arguing with them when you have your own problems in your life which are waiting for you to solve. And then you're now bringing in arguments. Let's say probably you watch a movie or something. It's none of your business actually, except probably it connects to your life and you're trying to talk about how you can solve that problem as it relates to your own problem. But for the sake of just arguing to prove a point, you'll find out that negative emotions build up. And these negative emotions can actually trigger the stress hormone cortisol. And at the end of the day, you're wearing down, like it's wearing down on your health, even physically. And man, I'm really done with all of that. I just need peace in my life at this. A lot has changed. I'm still not so keen about marriage. Matter of fact, I have to be very honest. It's not, yeah, people were saying, yeah, I used to say it's not a do or die affair. It's still not a do or die affair for me till today. It's not. But then sometimes you just get to meet somebody and then you feel, yeah, you guys could actually click. And for some stability reasons, to be very honest, most of the time I maybe once in a while when I look at stuff on social media, I just tell myself deep down that, man, I'm really happy I'm not in the dating pool anymore, because like it's quite bloody out there. So I'm technically married, maybe I should use that word, or traditionally married. Yeah, you didn't get to see pre-wedding photos on social media. You didn't get to see invitations or photos of maybe my marriage or something, but technically let's just leave it at that, because you know what it's like when you're dealing with African parents that want to do things the traditional way. So the me of before would not even want to succumb to tradition in any way before, but out of respect, out of love, out of sacrifice for my parents, of course, yes. So that's that. I also think that most of the time when you're with somebody who is really supportive, yeah, it gives you hope for the future, and then you're like, yeah, we could actually try this. It's like an adventure. Yeah, you know, I'm somebody who loves adventure a lot. So this relationship is more like an adventure that I am willing to make it work, or we are willing to make it work. we are willing to give it our best shot and all of that. Because if you're just afraid, because I know too well that one of the reasons why I've really never wanted marriage also was part of fear of the unknown. The truth is that I'm not a kid fan. I have to be very honest with you. I'm not so much into kids. I'm not one of those ladies who would see a child immediately and quickly rush to go and pick up the child. I never used to be one of those people. And these days, of course, kids get to interest me because there are so many reasons why kids get to interest me these days. Not all kids, of course, but well-mannered kids. I love the idea of creating. I love the idea of having to see a child and mold the child into what you feel the child will grow up one day and be happy with themselves. So it's not really out of selfishness. So it's not like I want to mold the child so I can be proud of the child. If I'm proud of the child, will the child be proud of herself or himself? So it's more like, more or less, it's another adventure that I thought I should take. And aside that, I also was very eager to see what something from my belly would look like. And I'm glad something from my belly comes out. It looks beautiful. And I would like it to be beautiful, not just physically, but beautiful in and out, because it's never about the outward beauty. I think that's one thing my father had always told me right from when I was a kid, that any woman can be beautiful, but what makes you really, really beautiful is what's on the inside, because there are so many people who are beautiful on the outside, but they are empty on the inside. So I'm really enthusiastic, I'm excited, I'm anxious also to see what I can build. So of course, this is going to be like a very long journey. I'll be making videos, of course. Life is an adventure. I want to make the most out of life. I want to do the things that I feared. Marriage is one of those things that I feared. Commitment was one of those things that I feared. Having a baby was one of those things that I feared. And this is the grown Winifred. And to think that I have not grown completely, like I'm still going to keep evolving. So I know too well that my values will always remain, but I know, and I'm very open to growing up. I'm open to learning new things. And another thing also, which I was going to say, one of the reasons also which I also wanted to have a child, is because having a child, if you are conscious enough, makes you grow that childlike feeling, because you begin to look at the world in the eyes of a child. You have a child next to you, you're trying to be an empathic parent, which of course I've learned, and I'm still learning how to be an intentional parent. So it's not like I just had this baby out of careless adventure. No, I've prepared for it. One thing I've gotten to realize is that this thing called maturity, it steals the joys out of life from you. I think I was listening to Jordan Peterson the other day, and he was talking about how when you fail to look at uh, the world in the eyes of a child, it mostly starts when you are in puberty. Because you know when we get this when we get to this stage of puberty and we are ashamed to be described as children. We're like, no, I'm not a child anymore. I'm not a child anymore. And you don't know that it's actually like it works on your psychology. It works on you because as a child, there are so many things that didn't really matter to you. You felt you could wear anything you want to wear. Today, my partner wanted to. He was going out and he was looking for his headset, so his earpiece, and I said he should wear my headphones. He said, how can a 40-year-old man wear a headset? It's going to make him look like a child. And I said, that's what the world told you. It's what the world told you, that you would look like a child if you wear a headset. But you actually have to be a child back at heart. It doesn't mean that you have to go being so childish, but you need to do, as a child, you could do anything you want to do because you don't really care what the world says. You don't care what the world feels like. If you feel you want to wear a headset, why not? It doesn't matter. Like, people's opinions don't count. So you find yourself living more freely. But you see, this thing of being mature, like, it makes you become rigid. You're not that flexible anymore. So it kind of steals some of the joy. And it's something that really worked on me. I'm going to be 29 next week, and sometimes I find myself behaving like an old woman. Like, I'm not ready for it. I was even just speaking, I'm going to join a dancing class because I need to shake off that, like, that old age thing. I need to shake it off, that maturity thing. I want to go back to 16. my body, yeah, right now I'm breastfeeding and all of that, but I don't hope it's going to happen. I'm intentional about it. Once I'm done winning, I'm going to go back to my workout full time. So of course, just remain on this channel and you see, because making the most out of life involves even your health, your physical health. You need to take your exercise seriously, you need to eat healthy, you need to be in good shape, because you don't want to be 60 years old and be using a stick. Some people are even using sticks even at 50. You don't need all of those. Some people at 40, they're already having high blood pressure issues and they're already on medication. You don't need those things to bring you back. Being a child, you need to be physically active as possible. So of course, that's one of the reasons also why I said I wanted to have a baby, or I'm open to having children or babies. Yeah, it's not funny, the sleepless nights and all of that, but every price comes at a cost, and that's the cost I have to pay. I know it's not going to happen all my life, but I'm willing to pay that price at this point in my life. So that's basically it. I don't know if I've missed out on any other thing I'm supposed to answer, but that's just that for this video at least. So see you in my next video. I know there's still going to be something very interesting I'm going to share, because the stories just never get to end. Just make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you find it interesting, make sure you also like it and also share with your friends, because there's going to be so many stories coming up here. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for your time. Bye.